How are you guys doing? This is Martin Morris. You know me from my series on how to pay off your car loan in 36 months without giving up Starbucks or being cheap. I see about 16 of you, should be like 160 of you, have watched my video on how I told you about how my car loan was down to $5,970, how I paid off the car loan in about 4 to 5 months. And a lot of you should, only 16 viewers, a lot of you guys should also be taking a look at the fulfillment centers. I told you, didn't I tell you the fulfillment centers were going to close? That's why I wrote that article. I didn't do it for my own health. When I was younger, I worked in a warehouse. I know how warehouses work. In your warehouse, all you do is pick. Not only did I pick, I got to look at the books. You know what it means? I look at the book. I know how much people got paid. I knew how much I got paid. I knew how much the vendors got paid. I knew how much it cost to run the electricity, to pay for the materials. So when I drive by these fulfillment centers, I'm like, there's just too many people to put that facility is humongous. That's probably about 10 times, 11 times larger than what I worked at a pit when I worked at Petavina Mold and Die. And on top of that, Calvin and I were able to produce about 1,000, 1,500 small electronic sensors within a month. So that's within like a 1 or 2 week period. That's why I looked at the warehouses. I was telling you guys, hey, you should be working on other job skills, because I know that that's why I know Amazon. I just know how to, like, that whole logistic thing works. And no one knows how to sell. Everyone knows how to compete on cost. In the end, only way they try to make their numbers is to cut. And that's why I assumed they would start cutting people, just like Amazon did. Even if there wasn't a C virus, they would have found the way. My friend was already going a couple of weeks before, and they were telling people, you can work overtime, or you can give some hours back if you don't want to work. Like, what is that? It's like, you're kind of pregnant, but you're not pregnant. Like, or you're jumping off a building, and on the way down, you decide you don't want to jump. I mean, that's what I mean. Just say you're going to cut the hours, or we're going to cut the hours for you. But today I'm going to talk to you about 2 cans of tuna, right? Chunk light tuna. These 2 cans of chunk light tuna help me deal with the fear of the C virus. And let me tell you what I mean. About this, everything started to hit the fan about March 12, 13. That's when they had like these big toilet paper runs and people going up and buying up vegetables, dry goods, like the world was ending. And you had the long lines. And the reason I didn't go out at first was because I said, there's just no way these people can maintain this type of spending. I mean, what they were buying like hundreds of dollars of stuff. And I just said, well, a lot of them, just their jobs couldn't support it. And then the week after, that's when all these orders started coming about. You can't have people with groups of 50, 200, 1, I don't know. So as those started to come out, I said, maybe that'll slow down the people who want to go out and buy stuff. So then what happens? They still went out and bought stuff. So I remember like 2 weeks ago, I went to Aldi supermarket, because I said, okay, because I've been working, so I said I should go see if there's anything, get some supplies for us, so we should do it. I went through that whole thing. It was like nothing, man. I think all I could find was like 1 boneless pork shoulder roast. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna die. There was no waters, no dry goods. It was all empty, no bread. I think I also probably bought like a chocolate cake. They had like one little chocolate cake there. So that's what I had for like a week. We had a boneless pork. We were cutting it up, putting it on these hamburger buns. And then it was just chocolate cake, and I think there was some vegetables. I had a lot of vegetables. I had like 3 or 4 bags of vegetables. And I was like, oh man, we're going to die. You started like giving into the hysteria of people, and like, oh man, what's going to happen? I'm like, I'm going to have to go ghetto, man. Go, like, what is that? Rick Ross say he causes a Nina and hustling with Ace Hood. Well, I may have had to go hustle up some food. So I was like, oh man, I just totally suck. So then I went to the cabinet. That's when you started feeling fear. Oh no, I'm going to lose my job. All the shit's going to hit the fan. And whatever fears your people were doing. You're like, I have no toilet paper. I only have 3 rolls of toilet paper. But other people have 20 and 30 rolls of toilet paper. And then I started saying, wait a second, what does toilet paper have to do with the Holocaust? Did Walking Dead do that great of a job of showing that you need to have toilet paper if a zombie's gonna eat you? What are you gonna do? Wrap him up in toilet paper, or like once he bites you, wrap up your wound till you become a zombie? So you have all these thoughts going through your head and stuff. Like, do I have enough money? And then I walked to the cabinet. I opened up the cabinet. I had like one thing of oatmeal, and I had these 2 cans of tuna. You know how I got these 2 cans of tuna? There was this Boy Scout who was outside of Albertsons. I told him, wait, I'm gonna go inside. Give me your list. I'm gonna go inside and buy whatever you need to help. I was like going to buy $10 or $15 worth of stuff. So when I came back out, he was gone. So I was stuck with 2 cans of tuna. I think in my car, I still have a box of granola bars, and I was stuck with like peanut butter. And I don't need no peanut butter, Holocaust or not, C virus or not. I don't need any peanut butter. I'll eat someone first before I eat peanut butter. I hate peanut butter. Unless there's some jelly, then I'll eat it. So I thought that was funny. So then I came home. I looked through the cabinet. I was like all panicking, like, oh man, I'm gonna have to go to Albertsons. I'll have to go to Whole Foods. I'm gonna go to Aldi. Got to get up early in the morning. And I saw it. And it's like, all of a sudden, you know, 2 cans of tuna could last a long time, man. What are these? These are 8 ounce, 6 ounces? I don't know. So I have that, and I have the oatmeal. And I said I have the pork shoulder roast. So that should last me about a week or two, because I know these people they cannot make another run on the market. That was my theory. I mean, that was my arrogance too. I said, there's no way they could like maintain this hoarding spending. And then I went to Aldi's on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was looking for some stuff, and one of the people said, yeah, you just have to come in early. People buy stuff, and that's when I started feeling better. That's when we get our delivery, and like a lot of people just come for the day. They buy bread, they buy up all the vegetables and stuff. It's like, you know what? I think everything's gonna be okay. That day, I think I got myself a hot dog bun and some beef hot dogs, and I said, you know what? I think we're gonna make it through this. It's all because of the 2 cans of tuna. Because the 2 cans of tuna let me know even if all the stores closed, I would at least have something to eat for like at least 2 or 3 days before going insane. And then after that, I would have to convert it to eating like oatmeal for God knows how long. And then there was the pork rolls and some other stuff. But what it helped me realize was it kind of like helped me calm down, because once I saw the tuna up there, I was like, you know what? I don't really need to rush off to the store. I think I got some waters in the car. And then I started thinking, I also have like $100 put up in an apartment, hidden, not going to tell you where it is. I got money in the bank, and then I think I also had like $40 cash on me. I was like, okay, if worst goes to worst, I have to go eat at Panda Express for the next 5 days, because at least the drive-thrus were open. And Starbucks were actually open until last week. So how do you, I'm not going to even start on that. So Starbucks is open, and McDonald's, you could go through the drive-thru. So I could have tried the McDonald's experiment or the Burger King experiment. And then I could also go to Aldi and just look for something. And then I got up this morning. I said, okay, I'm going to take a trip to Albertsons. And then I said, instead of leaving their hours at 6, they changed their hours to 7 to 9. And then they're like 7 to 9 p.m. And they're like from 7 to 9, something about, there's some stupid term they use. It's like, if you idiots would only have people in line working as cashiers before this even happened, half the people wouldn't have hollered at your cashiers, because it's the management's fault for not stocking the cashiers. Why do you have like 5? This is how it's got to go for the supermarket. Either you're going to have self-checkout or you're going to have cashiers. You can't have like 5 cash registers and only 2 people working. I don't care if you have only 1 or 2 people in the line. If you were smart, you would just be getting cash flow. But companies don't think like that. That's why Macy's closed 125 stores. That's why Pure Imports closed 452 stores. They're always looking for some type of bizarre big score or something seasonal. Instead of just saying, let's keep our hours from 6 to 11. No, why don't we make them 7 to 9 p.m.? But then from 7 to 9, we're not going to let in, let's just let everyone come in first come, first serve. We're going to have it so people who are old, elderly, or whatever comes in and shop. And that's not that many people old and elderly shop. They shop all throughout the day. And half the people at that Albertsons, it's like, they have money. Now, if you're going to do that in a San Bernardino, like a Switch, you're at a Food for Less, or Superior, one of those. Don't get me started on those. Or pick your bag, your own groceries. Then I can see you want to have special hours. But see, that's how these stores make problems for themselves. They make problems for me. So I said, you know what? All I did, I went to a CVS. I started talking to the lady. Then I started to feel much better because she started to laugh too. We talked about all the stuff. And then whatever, then I walked back there. You saw all the cereal was out there. All the water, cereals were full. Water was full. Alcohol was full. The only thing really missing was just paper products, Billy. And like there even brought waters on the shelf. And she said, no, unfortunately, you got to only take one because you hoarders took all the water and caused such a situation. Now, it's like make it look like there's no water, and I blame it on you. So these 2 cans of tuna helped get me from March 12th to March 23rd, where finally all the food's basically back on the shelf, other than the bread products. And I know in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be more food on the shelf because you hoarders, you know what? If you guys work as service workers, or if you guys work as cashiers, or you guys work at Amazon, your company's laid you off. So that was smart of you to go out and buy money, because go out and buy everything. I hope you enjoy all that toilet paper and stuff, because you know what? You won't be buying, some of you guys won't get a check. Your company sent you home, and not every company is going to be Amazon or Starbucks and pay your salary. When that check time come around, you may not get anything. At first, you got to try to get the check. Hopefully, you're direct deposited. So these 2 cans of tuna is going to help me make at least $5 to $10 million this year, or $5 to $10 million over the next 2 years. Because right now, I'm studying my sales skill, put the alcohol away, do like I told you before, work the weekends. Now I'm focused on one thing, making as much money as possible. So next time this issue rolls around, I can get out of town, get my girlfriend, boyfriend, or both, when we just head out of town, and just get and leave all the poor people who have no money, or who are going to probably have their hands out. Mr. Trump, give me some money. Mr. Trump, give me some money. Mr. Trump ain't going to give you nothing, man. And if he does, it's only going to be temporary. And then after that, you're going to have to try to find a job. And the only way you're going to do that is with sales skills. And I know anyone who buys 5 to 10 rolls of toilet paper, and there's only two people in the house using it, I know you're going to have a hard time looking for a job, because all you do is think about yourself, probably underperform at work, and just probably the troublemaker. And then when they want to get rid of you, like, okay, I better work hard. No. What's going to happen in this? The food crisis is over, and now the money crisis is about to begin. But for me, my 2 cans of tuna got me through the hard times. Now I got a little bit of money, so I'm going to look for investments. And that's all I got to tell you. Make sure you're kind to people. Don't hoard. Make sure you have good skills, because in the next couple of weeks, a lot of people are going to be hurting. But anyway, one thing you won't have to worry about anymore are long lines of hoarders in the supermarket. Remember that. But for me, 2 cans of tuna got me through.